Corrupt versus Insomnia is deadline to be able to take control of the first fight, which allows a Human Torch to defensive ultimates.
I think Ken had a momentary vengeance there with the force physics, sending the Jeff away thereafter. A little bit of phases accruing of the capture here has been taken away. A quick miss coming through from Lugia Goat, and now with the Eternal Bond, it's going to be bloody difficult for people to try and stay in this one.
And they lose the sustain fight. Now they've been able to take prior control of this point. They're going to be able to have the Kraken impact too, to be able to keep up the pressure onto Vice. But Ken, with that invisible boundary, needs to get into a better position to use it, and that might just be the opening Vice have been looking for. Wolverine finds the pick onto the Groot, and Vice can move forward off of the back of their Ultron ult.
Okay, a quick save here. Point is the Cloak and Dagger. Eternal Bond's going to give over so much friendly territory for the remainder of Vice to use. Moving forward, it's going to be Baby Bat with the fate of both worlds doubled up on top. Baby Bat disintegrated under the force of Omega level mutants. With their powers combined, they defeat Vice.
78%. Vice are probably going to be able to clear above the 80% before the flip comes on through. And for FaZe now, they need to build up this Kraken impact. They know that they don't have to worry about an actual strategist ultimate coming on through and stopping Kraken impact from finding the value. But Vice with a triple strategist line, as Vice are going to be trying to utilize this Doctor Strange and put themselves into the fight immediately to close up the distance for the Wolverine to put some pressure and not get scouted out and forced to burn the passive in the rotate.
Okay, not so much of an ambush here, just a quick punch in the face. It feels like Vice don't really have that much of a position. Oh, look at how that's so brave from Leolaz. Instantly gets grabbed. Oasis tries to reinforce, but Leolaz's already gone. Oligato has been traded out the other way though, so maybe it's a little bit better for the side of FaZe here, rolling forth, culling aura onto multiple players. If you even get the passive aura of the Wolverine, it'll re-rotate. Lugia taken down, so Smashnez gets to afflict a few more players with the culling aura. Big grab onto Canute. The Terror Cape's already expired though, so it's easier to survive with the help. Goes underground, ready to try and eat up any members of Vice who dare to present themselves. I believe those are all allies though. Okay, 4 allies eaten. A momentary heal coming through from Winnie before they're consigned to oblivion from above. And Vice should be able to convert on this and grab the cap.
FaZe were really trying to sell that to Oasis. The rocket's not gonna last. That is just going to be, yeah, swap so that you could get the BRB station when your portal stall comes on through and they could get the most amount of percentage before Vice flip it. Vice did have to invest big time into that fight though, but Oligato will have that Eye of Agamotto coming on through, and FaZe don't have a defensive ultimate to be able to try and CC immune it. It's all going to be up to
here within Winnie right here. I'm trying to decide where to deposit this Wolverine. 4 players inside yet again. Oh, Winnie's going mad with them.
Yeah, Winnie is just getting the itch. Jeff just chained off of the back of Ken's own invisible boundary, which again, Lugia tried to pin everyone from FaZe into with that last stand. Yes, the Ensling Inferno didn't hit a huge amount of bodies, but crucially, it was the break point that allowed Dance of the Butterflies from Smashnez to beat out the bodies that Vice had sharing all of those dash damages. Emerald Ultimate is going to be in the hand for Vice to be able to open this fight. It is going to be the only ultimate on the board right now, so FaZe have to have Binary go into Diamond form to stall the point before the flip can come on through, and that's going to mean that the EMEA gets picked.
Yep, good point tagging in as Rosa
of the dashes with that Eternal Bond to try and dodge out this damage coming on through if the Strange ult hits.
Oh, an attempt at body blocking the portal coming through from Oligator. However, Oasis is going to be the primary victim of that one. The Dark Maelstrom courses through their veins. Canuten taken down by Smashnez, finally achieving their objective. The Insong Inferno doesn't get too much inside of the invisible boundary. Once again, Winnie looking to try and grab a couple of players and staying within that submerged form means that they do have someone on their side. 3 players once again. Winnie now up to 11 hits off the back of that one. Lugia coming.
Damage coming on out, and the Emma and the Wolverine are going to make it so hard for FaZe to have any sort of point control right now. As we can see, Lugia having an absolute field day. The more they look at the Wolverine, the less they look at the Emma. And again, Missouri is able to build up an ultimate and try and keep FaZe held in check.
Legendary up above, a miss on the charge coming through from the Wolverine means that Leolaz is now unperturbed up in the sky. A quick flip for FaZe here, and all Vice can do now is attempt to reset. Looks like
the stagger.
A long stagger coming through. Baby back going towards the teleport, but it hasn't been turned off.
Yeah, FaZe has more than enough to keep Vice healed on through. We're going to have a last stand coming out from Lugia as well as Baby Bat's own ultimate, so that Vice have all of the sustain and aggressive power, and FaZe have to pull off a dive perfectly.
Has to be a perfect dive. 3-2-1s in the comms. Oh, that's not ideal. The frenzied arrival from Rosa was stopped by the geometry. So there's plenty of time for Baby Bat here to pop the fate of both worlds, sustain the remainder of Vice. But look at that. Classic disengage.
They have to. They don't have any way back.
Mid-air bullying potentially of the Ultron. Canusa has managed to move away. Look, they're still channeling the portal. Bro is just parking up the car right now. Already there's been a couple of players eaten up by Winnie. This is going to allow for a little bit of additional sustain. Winnie ends up falling just for Alligator in that case because Lugia ends up falling out or something. Missouri gonna post on business on the point, trying to get rid of the Venom. Leola's tracked down, but guess who's back once again? Binary, ready to fall with Heaven's Wrath upon this backline, carving through with axes made of Asgardian iron, and the Asgardian iron is more than brutal enough to carve through Vice. Leola's ready to track down any comers. Alligator may have arrived on the Spider-Man, but there's no comic book end.
Have the ability to take the Jeff down before he can find himself off of the map. And I mean, time and time again, look at this pathing. This, if you want to play Jeff in your games and you ever get Krakoa, that's the pathing that you take through the portal. So you don't even need to chain together speed bubbles to be able to have the distance and get against you and are shooting one position.
Go Canusa going to bring back Missouri, but not much more than this. It's just going to be the Soul Bond to keep the remainder of Vice sustained on their approach here. Around the back, the Strangling Prison grabs in Winnie and isolates the fate of both worlds, channeled by Oasis. They still have everything they need to try and keep this one contested, but mid-air there goes awry. I believe that Smash has managed to dodge it, as it was Lugia going awry.
Yeah, Ken's invisible boundary is the last ultimate on the point itself, so Vice are going to be able to start fortifying that position. Winnie over to the Doctor Strange, Leola's onto the rocket so they can cheese the underworld and bring one of their players back with the cooldown of the BRB as opposed to waiting for the hard timer. Vice, though, have
not much space gained, but 2 ticks already to their name, and they can just wait out Smash this as well.
But if they wait out, they drop directly into the Sonic section coming on through from Rosa, who might just wait for the Vanguards to drop, then use Diamond Chrome and kick up to be able to catch the backline uncontested with the Emerald Smith.
As Missouri drops on down straight,
boxing themselves in and threatening to walk onto the point, which is going to force Vice to have to overinvest into the brawl.
Oh, they've already used their Soul Bond as well.
Yep.
That's a huge amount of sustain that's going to be off the table, but guess what? When it comes to removing sustain, removing Oasis is probably the best way to do it. A great roll up there from Vice. They simply just walked them down.
Yeah, but FaZe, they knew they were going into that fight outnumbered in terms of those resources, and it's a fast one. Yes, Alligator is going to be able to build up a huge amount of charge onto that supernova because of spam damage, but FaZe have been able to see out the Soulbind before Knuten builds up the res.
Thanks for the boost.
Knuten only halfway. That's the time of the watch here. If you want to look at one number on the UI, it's the one under Knuten's name. Binary just starts to build up some early charge here off the back of these Groot walls and mind control. No mind is free right now. It's rent-free for Binary sitting in the back of their heads.
Can they find a strange portal in time? Ken's going to have pivoted over to it, but I don't think they have the numbers to keep the point stalled, and FaZe will be able to...
Vice is going to get the lowest, and...
or Na'Vi, whoever loses...